Wait. You're squishing me with your jacket. Bouge ta fesse.
We usually sit like that all the time.
Go.
Why is it not
angle.
working?
Not mine.
Hi, I have a new jacket and I like it a lot.
And obviously he wanted it yellow like the stripes of the van.
Yes, there's more horsepowers in my jacket than any other jacket.
Sure, baby. So hi guys, welcome back to the channel.
Welcome back. Something terrible is about to happen in Canada, especially in the eastern regions, and this is
Winter. It has nothing to do with the California coast. From November
to March.
to April,
April.
It is freezing cold, and this baby here cannot really tolerate that much cold.
No, especially since we won the coldest city in the world in 2017.
Very true.
We were colder than Siberia, just to let you know.
We could have penguins.
Yeah, but this is still not a good record to have. Ottawa was the coldest city in the world. So we have to get this van ready for
Winter?
And there's a few steps we need to do that.
Since we had Dom's dad with us, we took advantage of his skills and decided we'd do a couple of things in the van just so she's perfect and ready for next year.
So let's talk about winter stuff and let's get the van ready.
Okay, when I go like this, you can see my steam.
I can see your steam. Not yet though.
Yeah? Oui, look. Okay, c'est dégueulasse là. All right, guys. Hi, we're Dom and Marie.
Since 2016, we traveled the world by van looking for the perfect road trip, until we decided to buy and convert our own little home on wheels that we named Vanessa.
Every Sunday, we share parts of our van life experience with as much details as possible.
Tips, tricks, and stories that we hope will inspire you to start your own travel project.
But for now, buckle up, subscribe, and enjoy the ride for this new episode of Van Life Sagas. So to sell the van, we need to paint inside the cabinets, fix the lock of the first drawer, fix separators inside the first drawer, make a hole in the lower storage cabinet to make it easier to open. Like my suit? Would you like my suit?
That's your suit.
It's a suit. It's a
Okay,
nice suit.
let's go to work.
Let's go to work. All right.
I hugged you, baby, and squeezed you tight. I whispered, honey, it was you for me. I'm falling in love, and it's plain to see you made a hit. Yeah.
So this is the door of the lower cabinet under where we sleep, and we just wanted to do a hole because it's easier to lift when we want to get something at the bottom. So I just, we're just painting. So we stained again, we washed it, and we're gonna paint it so it's all clean.
Kiss me quick, you made a hit. Yeah, yeah, this is it. Ooh, we are in love with you.
Yep.
For some very obscure reason, the windshield washer nozzle broke when we were in a gravel road. So I bought a new one and I'm reinstalling it. Psst, psst.
Well, I kissed you, baby, I knew right then I was falling in love again.
You want the compartment to be permanent, so we're going to paint the dividers, and then we're going to reinstall permanently since you like the layout. Good enough?
Well, I kissed you, baby, I knew right then.
There we go. You?
Love again. You made chills run up my spine.
We are going to replace the cheap IKEA trim with a bigger piece from another table, like here.
Yes, I'm in love with you. Yeah, yeah, baby, say you love me too. You're driving me crazy, you set my heart afire. Your mind of doing tricks, you burn me up with love. So kiss me quick, you made a hit. Yeah, yeah, this is it. Ooh.
Now it's solid. It's not a cheap IKEA trim. And you have little nuts.
Nice work.
You made a hit. Yeah, yeah, this is it. Ooh, we are in love with you. I'm in love with you. I'm in love with you. I'm in love with you.
Here is Dominique Fauché for the Winterization Network. I will go through simple tips and tricks to help you winterize your truck for the upcoming cold season.
Why are you backing up?
I don't know, because I see they do that on TV all the time. The reporter is always like, so there's a lot of things going on in Baghdad today, James. As you can see here, the bombers. The first recommendation I would have for someone wanting to winterize a van would be to store it somewhere inside. Some people have access to garages like this. However, standard doors are not high enough for trucks like ours. If you don't have access to an interior storage, try to have what we call those temporary shells or carports that could prevent your truck from accumulating snow. One thing you want to avoid absolutely would be to leave your truck on a piece of grass. Why? Because condensation, water, and snow is gonna make it rust. And if it's near a road, especially in Canada, it will receive a lot of salt and corrosive stuff. Try to park it inside, and if not, try to park it somewhere on the asphalt underneath a carport. If your van is stored outside somewhere, I would strongly recommend you taking care of your solar panels with a simple push broom like this. The second you see you have some rain or ice or any kind of crap from winter standing on your solar panel, you would have to clean it with this, a very soft push broom that you use for your cars.
Good job, dude. Keep going.
I'm practicing for the curling team.
Hey, Dom!
Oh, sorry. You have to make sure the solar panel is cleared all winter if you leave your van outside. Otherwise, you're gonna have a skating rink on here, and some people are gonna try to play curling on your solar panel. If for some reason you left some ice build on your solar panel, you can use this. However, be careful. You should never hit your solar panel with anything strong. Just pretend there's a thick layer here. You can start scraping it off like this. Yeah, like curling. However, when you reach the glass, don't go like this, because this is very fragile. Any big impact with hard stuff is gonna break it. So make sure your solar panel are taken care of like this. If for some reason you have an ice rink on your solar panel because you just let all the snow and all the water stay on your panel, never use boiling water to get rid of the ice. Why? Because if you do that and the hot water is poured directly on the glass, your glass will break in two, like this. I've seen some people just bring some heaters up here, propane heaters, and wait until it melts down. So, yeah. So this is how you do for your solar panel. Solar panel. This is how you do for your solar panel. While you are on the roof, cleaning your solar panel, we would also recommend you inspect all the joints. You would have MC4 connectors coming from your solar panel going through your roof. Make sure your joints are sealed tight. So look what happens. You have a joint here. So you don't want ice to be pushed in and to crack the joint open, because if it does that, water is gonna fall through your ceiling and you're gonna have Niagara Falls. Do you know what Niagara Falls is?
I think it's Niagara.
How do you pronounce it?
Niagara.
Niagara Falls.
Niagara.
Niagara Falls? You don't want open joints on your roof because you're gonna have Niagara Falls beneath your ceiling, and that's gonna be painful. If you've never seen Niagara Falls, here's a picture. What happens when you leave water in your pipes during winter is very funny. It goes, it's turning. Maybe it's turning. Okay, so we have all this water. This is clean water, so if you have plants at home, you just throw that in the plants. This is empty. Step one, done. Yeah, I'm emptying the water from the pipes. So all the water that was between the pump and the sink is gone now. Okay. Now all the water that's remaining is going in the gray water. So now everything's in the gray water. So you unplug the gray water. There you go. I'm gonna empty the gray water here. It's only water, baby. So now all your containers are empty.
Well, ain't I gonna sit and watch the time slip by?
Some people will say you don't really need to put some antifreeze. However, in Canada, since we get temperatures like -40, I prefer putting antifreeze. The only thing you have to do for the next season is make sure you rinse the system 5 or 6 times before drinking it. Okay, you pour the slush, the anti-slush stuff, like this. Ooh. So now there's a little bit of pink stuff, RV and home plumbing antifreeze, and I'm gonna replug it to the pump. Now, it's very important to do so because the first components that are gonna break are the components where the water remains. And when the water remains in some spaces during winter, it goes like, and when it does in your pump goes, and you replug everything. Just hope it's not gonna take as much time. Done. 3 seconds. Thank you. And now you start your pumps.
What's that sound?
It's the sound of the pump taking all the goo juice in. And now, unfortunately, we cannot use it for drinking water anymore.
Ooh, Kool-Aid!
And this is the sound of antifreeze going through all your simple system here. The reason why it's super hard to do van life during winter in Canada is not because of the cold. Well, the cold doesn't help. It's because water freezes very fast here. And if you don't want your systems to freeze, you need to empty the water and put some antifreeze. Meaning, living in a place where you can't have water is quite complicated. So
Are we done?
so this is done. Solar panel is cleared. And that's it. A lot of people are just letting their vans sitting outside for winter, hoping their battery are gonna come back to life. That won't happen if you don't take care of your batteries, especially in a cold winter. The way to do that is very simple, 5 steps. First, fully charge your batteries and make sure it's fully charged because fully charged batteries tend to freeze less than empty batteries. Step 2, disconnect your negative cable after a few hours and check the voltage of your battery. Your battery should indicate 12.6 volt for a fully charged battery. Step 3, remove all loads from your battery because if your battery remains connected to your van, it will likely be empty after a few weeks during winter months. You have what we call little vampire appliances. So these are little small stuff, shorts or little small lights that just suck in all the juice after a few months. So you want your battery to be completely disconnected. In the vans we build, we have a master switch. We just put the master switch at off and everything shuts down. That's what you need to do. Nothing plugged to your battery at all. Step 4, ideally you store your battery in a cool, dry place. That could be a garage, on a wood shelf, or anywhere cool and dry in order to maintain the acids and all the chemicals in there. Step 5, if you have a charger at home, try to charge your battery every month. It will help it remain charged and hold its charge longer. If you don't charge it, you will probably see it a little bit depleted when you start using it again when spring comes. I'm parking the van for the winter. It's the final countdown. So that's it, guys. This is how we get the van ready for winter in Canada. As we said earlier, it's not easy living in a van here. So if you're someone who lives in a van during winter, show us how you do it, or tell us in the comments below how you manage stuff. Water, solar panel, heat, cold, food. We would like to know because maybe soon we will be spending time in the van during the colder months.
Or if you have a house in Mexico and are looking for a cook and a funny guy, maybe we can spend the winter with you. Thank you.
Yeah, I know how to do toasts with maple syrup, sandwich with maple syrup, eggs with maple syrup, cereal with maple syrup, pizza with maple syrup,
Maple syrup with maple syrup.
maple syrup with maple syrup.
Bye guys. See you
Bye
next
guys.
week.
The French lesson number 2000. Je me gèle les couilles. I am freezing my balls off. Je is for I. Me is a word we use for pronominal verbs, like se geler from the verb to freeze. Les couilles is for balls. It's the French slang for testicles. And off, well, has no real equivalence in French. So, je me gèle les couilles. I'm freezing my balls off.